Wes falls in love with a princess hiding a terrifying secret.
Hey, it's Janelle, and welcome back to another episode of Treknalysis. Wesley Crusher dates a kaiju. That's it, that's the plot of the Dauphin. Okay, she doesn't quite have the height of a typical kaiju, but come on, look at this. Now, if you've been following my channel long enough, you'll know that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Wesley Crusher. In fact, I tend to roast him. It's mainly the result of the writers making him too perfect, because the idea of a teenager growing up on a starship isn't a bad one, and it's worked in other Star Trek shows. With that being said, when Wesley is allowed to be an actual teenager, his episodes are watchable. Heck, the episode The First Duty is one of my top TNG episodes. But we're not talking about The First Duty today, we're talking about the Dauphin. Yes, that is how it's pronounced. I actually mildly enjoy this episode, though it might be in spite of Wesley. It does allow him to act like a human being for once, but sometimes it's to a fault, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. It's All Monsters Attack this week on Treknalysis with the Dauphin.
As Wes uncovered a hidden terror that could endanger the Enterprise. Find out on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
But before I go further, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I talk a lot about Star Trek, video games, and whatever else I feel like talking about. And if you'd like to help support the channel, consider becoming a member. Be great to have you aboard. It's a typical day on the Enterprise. Course is set, the radio's running, engineering is working round the clock, and Troy and Worf are bickering on the bridge.
For some, security is more important than comfort.
Yes, but 16 years.
The Enterprise's current mission is to pick up the future leader of Dauphin 4, a 16-year-old girl named Celia, and her governess, Anya. The two ladies are beamed on board, and right away, you get a strong sense of the dynamics at play here. And in under 30 seconds, that's not bad writing.
I could arrange for a tour of the ship if you'd like.
Oh, I'd love that. No, that will not be necessary.
Yeah, Anya is clearly in control here. Celia is wide-eyed, curious, and clearly educated, but she hasn't been off Clavdia 3 where she was raised. It's no wonder that she wants to take in everything. This really is a whole new world to her.
You've taken your first step into a larger world.
Uh-oh, someone's in love! Heck, Wesley doesn't even need to worry about making the first move. She approached him! And she seems legitimately interested in what he's working on. Let's see, she's cute, friendly, clearly out of his league, interested in him, and he doesn't even need to try to get her attention? Wes just won the teenage lottery.
Commander, who is she? I think she's a governess.
Back at his quarters, while he's fixing his hair, yeah, I'd start laying off that hairspray and axe that flippy thing you got going there. Wes has Data stop by to ask about the new cutie on board the ship. Since, Riker was of little help, Celia's an orphan whose parents died shortly after she was born, and she was taken to Clavdia 3 to be raised by Anya in a neutral environment. Her parents were on opposite sides of a civil war where the opposing sides were as different as
night and day.
Data, you used a colloquialism.
One side is constantly dark, and the other side constantly light.
The hope is that when Celia returns to Dauphin 4 as its new leader, she'll reunite the planet to end the Civil War and usher in a new era of peace. It's a lot for a teenager.
Wes, we're waiting for that magnet.
I'm on my way.
Oh, boy's got it bad.
You're in it, man. You are in it bad.
Meanwhile, on the bridge, Troy thinks Celia and Anya aren't who they say they are.
It's more like they're not what they say they are.
Can you elaborate on that, Deanna? It would be really helpful here. So Picard calls up Celia and asks for a video conference, and everything seems normal. Other than she's asking about Wesley. Girl, Wesley of all people? Really?
To you, he's obnoxious. To other girls, he's 79 pounds of pure stud muffin.
Heck, even Anya's glaring at her for it. Ah, woman of taste, I see. Girl, aim higher! But even more puzzling on the bridge is how Celia is supposed to reunite the planet. She's young and seemingly delicate.
Do not be fooled by her looks. The body is just a shell.
Worf, you don't know how true that is. Back in Celia's quarters, who the hell is that?
I think she's a governess.
Anya? Maybe Riker was onto something for Wes. Or not! Celia doubts her ability to be a leader, and Anya in her hello governess form isn't much help. You'll know what to do, it's in your blood. Which sounds like absolutely horrible advice. Listen, just because you have a family history of leadership, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be a great leader. Just look at the number of dynasties that collapsed throughout history just because the heir couldn't lead. Anya does stress the importance of arriving with an open mind in order to be truly impartial to both the warring factions on the planet, which isn't bad advice and explains why Celia was raised in a neutral environment. In fact, everything in Celia's life has been carefully curated and planned for this moment.
Nobody's even asked me if this is something I want.
Ah yes, the classic dilemma of an individual's right to make their own choices versus their duty. A whole needs of the many thing, if you will.
The needs of the many outweigh
the needs of the few.
Or the one.
While generally I side with an individual's right to make their own decisions, so long as it's legal and doesn't hurt anyone, mind you, I can see why Anya is putting pressure on Celia. It's not directly stated, but the impression I get is that she's their last chance at peace, and the price of that peace is her ability to live her life the way she wants. It's a really crappy situation, and I can't help but feel bad for Celia because she's basically just a kid. Meanwhile...
Wesley! What?
Yep, boys in love!
She's perfect.
And he probably shouldn't be handling dangerous equipment right now, so Geordi takes him off duty to go talk to the girl. Just don't go smacking her on the bum.
Well, there's no right way to hit a woman.
How should I approach her?
Kid, you're barking up the wrong warp core there. Geordi's idea of approaching a woman is inviting her to his quarters for a hot date dressed up as a business meeting while giving off subtle signs that he's been stalking her Facebook page. And then she finds the holoprogram he created of her.
I swear.
I'm outraged by this.
You're gonna have to ask somebody else.
Good advice. Ah yes, Worf, the one who can't keep a love interest alive. Meanwhile, Data's giving a full-blown biology lesson here, though he arguably has decent luck with the ladies for some reason.
I want to meet her, not dissect her.
Wait a minute! Wes, you've already met her. She approached you and seemed interested. You're acting like you have to start from square one!
The girl already likes you. That means you're halfway home.
So Wes finally asks the expert, the #1 of many female hearts, the beard that launched 1,000 starships. Commander Riker. Heck, I'm kind of surprised Riker agreed to help. He technically discouraged Wes from pursuing her earlier.
Oh, I don't know if she'll have time for you, Wes. She's destined to rule an entire world.
To be fair, though, that didn't exactly stop Jake and Nog. But whatever. Riker enlists Guinan's help on opening the conversation.
You are the most beautiful woman in the galaxy.
Oh, I bet you say that to all the girls. No, really, he probably does.
Eternity never looked so lovely.
You don't know that woman, Will! She could be dating the captain! And then we're all subjected to Riker and Guinan flirting. And it gets uncomfortably intense.
I dream of a galaxy where your eyes are the stars, and the universe worships the night.
Dang, Will, chill out! 10 women and 10 forward just fainted! Now, I have no doubt that Riker has a way with women. Heck, we see it throughout the show. But this is probably a little too advanced for Wesley. No. For once, that wasn't a dig at Wes. This would be coming on way too strong for a kid his age. At best, it just looks horribly awkward, and at worst, he's gonna get slapped. Plus, I think Riker has the confidence to pull off lines like this.
You are the heart in my day and the soul in my night.
Where Wes is nervous about talking to a girl who already likes him. This might be one of the few times Geordi had better advice on how to approach women than anyone else on board.
Just say, hi, I'm Wesley Crusher. I'd like to talk to you.
Honestly, that's probably all it would take. Again, Celia did half the work. He's not approaching her out of the blue. She already expressed interest in him. Heck, Riker was even there. But in the meantime, Riker's having some pretty good luck with Guinan.
You are the heart in my day and the soul in my night.
I don't think this is my style. Shut up, kid.
Shut up, Wesley.
Well, Riker scoring a date with Guinan. Yeah, they were a little too into it. Picard invites Celia to go on a tour of the Enterprise, and Celia jumps at the chance. Only for Anya Yogi Bear to tell her to stay in her quarters where it's safe. Oh ho ho, this is the perfect moment for Wesley to take his shot.
The winner will be showered with praise. The loser will be taunted and booed until my throat is sore.
Could you show me how to work the food dispenser?
And just like that, Wesley is handed a date on a golden platter without doing the work. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. It's just that it happened to Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
So while Wes is showing Celia how to work the replicator, Worf's taking Anya on tour, and she's super picky about everything. Poor Geordi's just trying to do his job, and she's going into restricted areas to hover over his shoulder. However, it's not until touring sickbay while Pulaski is treating a patient that things take a turn for the worst.
That disease is contagious.
Very unlikely. Our air filtering
Kate. Are you forgetting about the time a few episodes ago when you almost turned into a golden girl because you were sure you couldn't be infected by an airborne disease? Anya sees the poor sick man on the table and wants Pulaski to take care of the patient, if you know what I mean.
Destroy the patient. Immediately.
Well, what are you gonna do about it, lady? Turn into a giant monster and fight Worf in hand-to-hand combat to prove a point about your powers? I mean, let's be reasonable. Oh, Picard and security arrived just in time to stop Worf from slapping an old woman.
I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these cranberries.
Your powers are infinitesimal compared to mine.
But you will obey my orders.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate that Anya could easily crush Picard, and Worf as well, but he gets his ass handed to him by falling barrels. And she still complied. That's some serious Picard charisma there. Anya is confined to quarters for the rest of the trip, all while kinda goading Worf.
You know I'm stronger than you.
I was unprepared.
Meanwhile,
I can show you the world.
Wesley is taking Celia on her own tour, a de facto first date, if you will. He's giving her chocolate, he's showing her fantastic sights on the holodeck, and she's having a wonderful time. And the thing that really stands out to me is the contrast between these two. Sure, they're both smart and spend all their time studying, while they really could be soulmates. But Wesley's been all over the galaxy with the Enterprise, and Celia's only been on one planet. She really is stepping into a larger world right before his eyes, and he gets to see her experience it all for the first time. But while Wesley's optimistic and sees possibilities and opportunities in the future, Celia knows what's in store for her on Dalit 4. More isolation and even less freedom than she has now. She's full of wonder at everything Wesley's showing her, but there's still a lingering sadness about her.
This is a great time to be alive.
For you.
For both of us.
And ironically, Wesley is very naive about Celia's situation, despite the fact that he's been all over.
You could stay.
On the Enterprise?
Why not?
Because there's an entire planet warring that she's been training her entire life to reunite? Because there's the matter of the little old lady that could probably kick Worf's ass, let alone Wes's? Because Celia has duties? I know, Wesley's young, optimistic, and sees opportunities where nothing is impossible, but man, he's just being so naive here. And even though she's having a great time on her date and Wesley hasn't really done anything wrong, Celia's overtaken by her sadness and bolts.
Just because a girl runs out doesn't mean she doesn't wish you to follow.
Unless she's running for the bathroom. Wes runs after Celia and she finally breaks down. She can't stay on the Enterprise even though she wants to. She's been in isolation her entire life and now she's seen all the possibilities and wonder the galaxy has to offer, and she can't have any of it.
I can't have this life. I want it more than anything, but I can't have it.
But Wes naively insists that nothing is impossible and there has to be a way. For Anya to disrupt the date and drag Celia away.
Why won't you let me have a friend?
Because you could do better. Picard has a man-to-man talk with Wesley. I mean, who better than his father? It's the talk about the birds and the elasmorphs.
A shapeshifter?
No. Shapeshifters are gelatinous.
Oh no!
Since there's been enough Anya-related incidents on board, Picard asks Wesley to stay away from Celia, and Wes complies. Except that Celia sneaks out to visit Wes, who's playing Battleship alone in his quarters.
You sank my battleship, and history is made.
One ping only, please.
Now, Celia was already attracted to Wesley, but that just got kicked up to 11 because now he's got that bad boy quality. This is Wesley we're talking about here, right? And she loves her some Wesley. Don't ask me why. But of course, this makeout sesh inevitably ends with Wesley's life flashing before his eyes.
I warned you to leave her alone.
Hold up! She was the one who went to his quarters. Well, now Anya's really under lock and key, which seems moot if she can escape as the Ewok's deranged cousin. But they've arrived at Daled 4 anyways, so that's that. Anya, however, isn't going with Celia. Her job of raising her is done, so she's on her own.
I would not have harmed the boy. I only wanted to frighten him.
Good job, lady! Wes had to clean his onesie after that stunt! The only reason Anya was hard on Celia was because she wanted to prepare her for what life had in store for her as the new leader of Daled 4. And even Anya and Worf make up and gain a mutual respect for each other.
Perhaps we shall fight again, on the same side.
It would be an honor.
But Celia can't leave without saying goodbye to Wesley, the boy who showed her how anything is possible.
Was it fun?
What do you mean?
Okay. Now, you all know how I don't really like Wesley, but up to this point in the episode, he wasn't bad, even watchable. Sure, he's a bit naive, but he's shown to be human with flaws, which is what the character needed. Heck, he even acts like a real teenager. But then, the episode takes it too far, and he starts acting like a little jerk. He really jerks Celia around here, and she didn't deserve it.
So you took this farm for our benefit?
Would you have preferred the big scary kaiju teddy bears, Wes? Of course it was for your benefit! It probably wasn't even her decision to take humanoid form. Heck, you can't even say she took on this form to trick you into a relationship. The first time she saw you was in her humanoid form. I know I just said that Wesley needed to be more human, but this stepped over a line from being human to just being an and it's not fun to watch. Especially when he knows how trapped Celia feels and just wanted a friend, a connection, even love!
Please go.
You know what, Wes? Celia's too good for you. Yeah, she may be a freak that can turn into a kaiju on command, but she's a much sweeter, likable person than you'll ever be!
Taste to remember me by.
Oh, well, glad my rant set you straight. With amends made, the two teenage lovebirds bid farewell to each other. But Celia wants Wesley to leave so he can remember her the way she was and not see her true form. Gee, I wonder where she got that idea from. Wesley, however, insists on staying, and it turns out that Celia is made out of pure light.
I'm never gonna feel this way about anyone else. You're right.
Okay, Guinan does offer some life advice to the depressed teenager drowning his sorrows in a fizzy drink. He'll miss Celia, but eventually all he'll remember is the love. He won't feel the same way again, but that's because every time he feels love, it'll be different.
Knowing that doesn't make it any easier. It's not supposed to.
And that was the Dauphin. Not necessarily a must-watch episode, but for a Wesley episode, it's not bad. It's probably more of an episode to engage the teenage audience, but even as an adult, I enjoy it. While Wesley is technically the focus of the episode, I think what sells the episode for me is Celia. She's a sweet, likable girl experiencing the outside world for the first time with wonderment, and I can't help but sympathize with her. She's torn between her duties to stop a war and wanting the things a teenager wants. Wesley, however, is a mixed bag. On the one hand, we actually get to see him act like a teenager. He's not studying or working all the time. He's not getting the Enterprise out of a jam at the cost of the intelligence of the bridge crew. He's clearly distracted and can't do his job in engineering because his mind is elsewhere. Like an actual person. Even his naivete fits with his youth and inexperience. But he falls apart at the end when he lashes out at Celia, who we as the audience can sympathize with. It just makes him look like a massive jerk. He does make amends at the end, but the damage is already done. Heck, he didn't even try that hard to win her over, and he still screwed up. While this episode had the potential to change Wesley for the better, giving him a very human storyline, his actions at the end of the episode leave my opinion of him unchanged. Probably should have taken Riker's advice.
You are the most beautiful woman in the galaxy.
So, what do you think of the Dauphin? Did you love it? Did you hate it? How is it as a Wesley episode? Are you a Wesley fan who enjoys this episode for Wesley? Or are you not a Wesley fan but can find enjoyment in it nevertheless? And what are some of your favorite romance episodes of Star Trek? Please leave comments below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Treknalysis. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends. Until next time.
You are the heart in my day and the soul in my night.